Ladies and gentlemen, one of my favorite segments is about to take place. We have Scott Warrick back with another pond nightmare scenario. He says this is something that a lot of pond techs actually come and encounter with. I don't exactly know what it is. I got a couple hunches. You are listening to the Webb's Water Gardens Pondcast. My name's Justin Skaggs. Let's get Scott on the line. All right, everybody. One of our favorite guests, Scott Warrick, is here with another pond nightmare scenario. Scott, I know we had a little bit of technical difficulties. Thank you for getting your dog out of the little recording studio you got set up over there.
Yeah, she generally senses the most inopportune time to start barking and commences. So, but
hey, that's what it is.
Control.
That's what it is.
Are you a dog owner as well?
No, actually, I have a cat. Not necessarily a cat person, but we just found a cat that needed a home, so now that thing lives with us. But no, I don't have a dog right now. I did when I was a kid, but yeah, I live in Philadelphia, so it's kind of a bit of a hassle. But what is your pond nightmare scenario for this episode?
Well, I guess since we're talking about dogs, I frequently come across wayward dogs, not so much generally by the actual owners. The dogs get to know me soon enough, but
yeah.
Neighbors' dogs. I had just an instance last week where this lady had a very cute, in a Norman Rockwell sort of way, picket fence, but it looked ridiculously short to contain the dog that was behind it. And
what kind of dog was it?
It looked like a Rottweiler mix, and I could see where this is going real quickly. The dog jumped the fence and charged me, but I kind of kept him back with my net until the owner could.
You kept him back with a pond net?
Yeah, just kind of fencing with him, just to maintain a distance between he and I.
That's hilarious. Is that a common occurrence? I'd assume if you're just, especially in someone like people's backyards, if you're going there to service ponds, you got to be like the mailman. You know what I mean? You got to just be a stranger that dog's trying to protect his people from.
Yeah, I tend to generally have dog whisperer-like instincts. They smell my dogs on me. They sense that I'm one of the good ones. But, sometimes you get, a dog that just isn't down no matter what. And so, it's not a bad idea to have treats with you. I've had situations where
That's awesome.
Where a big Rottweiler put his mouth around my rubber boot. And I could feel the powers of his jaws. He was just playing, until he wasn't, so...
Yeah, so it started having too much fun.
Yeah, and I was just kind of left there with him to my own devices. The owner was nowhere to be found, and I'm like, if he clamps down, this is going to be really problematic. But usually I have a really good working relationship with him. I'll bribe him with treats, and we get on just fine. In fact, sometimes I have to multitask the entire time I'm there, like a client that has a border collie. Obviously a dog that needs a lot of attention, and they're both seniors and can't really give it the agility workouts it needs. So I got one arm in the pond and one arm throwing the dog toy the entire time I'm there.
So there's your tech tip for the day. When servicing someone else's pond, you might as well carry a handful of dog treats in your pocket.
Dog treats are good, and it might not be a bad idea to have scissors or some sort of instrument on you in your back pocket, just in case.
Or you could always use
crazy.
A pond net. What are you talking about? You're over there like Aquaman, just netting up dogs.
Yeah, that was the only thing I had on me at that time. I'm glad it worked.
Well, if you ever end up having to use some sort of aerator or pond pump, or it's just some tubing to tie one to a tree, you call me back and you let me know.
Fair enough.
All right, hey, tell everyone where they can find you.
Best way to find me is at westcoastwatergardens.com.
Easy enough. And this has been Scott Warrick with another Pond Tech Nightmare. And we will check you in the weeks to come, man. And if anything pops up, just give me a shout.
Okay, thanks so much.
All right, take care. All right, man's best friend is apparently a pond technician's worst nightmare, but definitely an obstacle he has to jump over. So, lessons learned. If you're ever going to go and help someone with their pond, or you're going to someone's backyard for really any reason, you might as well bring some dog treats. You don't know what the neighbor has. One of my favorite things about that was, he goes to a client and he tries his best to learn what his obstacles and what his situations will be. But you don't know what's in the other yard, and that can actually go a long way. You don't know if they have a giant tree that's going to shade everything. You really don't know what you're dealing with when you're going into someone's backyard to service their fish and their koi and to make sure that their pond ecosystem's healthy. So, a lot of external factors. If you guys have any questions, I want you to feel free to email us at Pondcast@websonline. If you have any questions about your pond or anything you find on websonline.com, you can always call us at our customer service number. It's right at the top of the website, and you'll get in touch with Joe, one of the best pond techs in the business. So next time, guys, take care and enjoy your pond.